After serving 18 months and getting time off for good behavior, Ike Turner left prison in 1991, clean and sober for the first time in decades, and hopeful for a fresh start.
You don't know what freedom is until you come in there. You got no freedom. When you go in there, you got no nothing. Out here free.
When he went to prison, it was the best thing that happened. He got clean, he moved forward with his life, and he came out as a better person.
It's a gracious time for him to, to catapult him, to get him up and running. Because there are a lot of people that loved him and wanted to see him successful.
Members of Ike's family say that they felt the presence of a kinder, gentler Ike.
Daddy literally invited anybody and everybody in his house.
He would just call random. What you doing? Nothing. Come over. Okay, so we would come over.
I grew up with him as my grandfather, and he had pictures of me everywhere in his house. I loved him, and he cherished me.
He had gone to prison, and he did have that stigma on him. So it took him some time, and then people were like, let's give you a chance. So then they started. Well, then the movie came out.
Back when Ike was struggling in the 80s, he'd signed away his rights to a film about Tina Turner's life titled, What's Love Got to Do with It? Released in 1993, the movie put a spotlight on Ike's worst behavior and then went further by concocting a harrowing rape scene that had no basis in fact.
And they did a good job putting together a movie that sold tickets. But, and even Tina said this, it wasn't really very close to the truth.
And when confronted by the media, Ike was often his own worst advocate.
What I did do to Tina is like, I've slapped Tina. The only time I ever punched Tina in my life was the last fight that we had. And that was in Dallas, Texas. This is the last time we broke up.
After the movie came out, people were like, sorry, we're not gonna help you.
He wasn't getting off the stateside. And personal confrontations with people in the public, it made his life a living hell, man.
We were going to a show in San Diego, and as we walked through going to the stage, this white woman spit on him. She said, "You no good, low down, wife beater," and and he got that a lot, but he wouldn't ever say anything. He would just kind of drop his head and walk on.
People don't know what he dealt with behind closed doors. He used to be tough and say stuff like, "Oh, forget that. You bury me face down so the whole world kiss my ass," But we knew better.
We would go to blues festivals in Long Beach, and he was really insecure. He didn't want to get out of the car. He cared about what people thought about him. And I do think that he regretted the life that he led and some of the mistakes that he'd done.
If you ever been mistreated, you know what I'm talking about.
But Ike Turner never gave up on his music. Through the 90s,